Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a DBD discussion video. So, 8 hours ago, DBD announced that they were going to be, well, they've announced this already, but they gave us a taste of the Lights Out modifier that will be coming to the game, and they said that there will be a live stream to talk about it on the 30th. And I am very confused as to why the community is doing the thing that the community does and is already being a negative Nancy about it. So, first we'll play the trailer in case you haven't seen it, and then we'll talk about it. Kill the lights, kill the actor, kill the actress. A limited time modifier awaits. Finally, the same amount of vision as me on the bad guy role for friggin' Shattered Square. Modifier, lights out. Learn more on January 30th. Alright, now I'm going to let this play and cut off the volume. So, the thing that confuses me is why anybody expected more from this event when it's called Lights Out. Now, mind you, we don't know anything about it yet. We can see that we can't see, and that's all we know so far. Now, the other thing is, like, everybody's just like, oh, I didn't expect it to just be Dredge Nightfall. Why? Why didn't you expect it to just be Dredge's Nightfall? Nothing told you that it wouldn't be that. If anything, I was worried that they were going to make it the, Freddy Dream World on top of it. Like, something just goofy with both of these like nighty night modifiers. That's what I was really scared of. And actually, I'm going to pause this after this playthrough because it's starting to get annoying. But I don't know why we expected more than that. And mind you, we still don't know if it's more than that. The other thing about this is that personally, not even just to be like a oh my gosh, behavior can do no wrong type of person. I've been pretty critical of them in the recent year. Um, I personally think that this is probably going to be dope. If I'm being honest, I think that this is going to be what DBD, what I imagine DBD to look like when I first was starting to play. Like right about there. You can't tell me that this isn't what you thought DBD was going to be when you first loaded into the game. Now, mind you, what I noticed here, and nobody's talking about, there's no scratch marks, right? Like, that's the thing that I'm concerned about, is there's already visibility issues, and this role already is very, the bad guy role that is very dependent on you finding people. But let's say that there's a lights out modifier, and some people are like, oh, it's just like, just bring aura perks, right? What if we can't do that? I don't. I imagine that they'll be disabled. Hey, we don't know where the hide's been disabled for forever. Please bring Night back. But like, what do you do where you just have to listen at this point? And this is gonna go touch on a subject that I saw people clearly that haven't played this game long enough. A DBD creator made a joke. He was just like, "Man, if the sound's working in this game, which we all know the sound has been broken several times in this game's history." For various reasons. And everybody's like, I don't know about you. It sounds like you got a headset problem. I can hear everything. And it's just like, oh my goodness, why are these people that's been playing for like 2 hours already talking? But I say all that to say that if you have to rely on sound for this modifier, oh my goodness. I think one role is just chalked, and it isn't the ones that's running right now. Those are the things that I worry about. As far as it just being, oh my gosh, is this just Dredge Nightfall? I'm already happy that there's no white outlines. Hopefully, yeah, I guess I end it there. Hopefully, it does just not do this garbage white outlines. Now, that is a thing that I don't know how it affects accessibility. I haven't heard too many comments on if people like Dredge's Nightfall with the white outlines. I remember there was it the PTB where you didn't initially have that? Or am I imagining that? Did that happen? I don't feel like looking it up right now. But that's one thing that I don't know. I personally hate it. So if that makes it easier for everybody, because it's much easier to see colors against the darkness versus blinding white against some white and some black. Like that doesn't help much. So if they change Dredge's Nightfall to something like this, I think that'd be dope. And I think personally, I love this. This is what I've said this already, but this is what I envisioned DBD to be. When somebody first told me, "Oh, there's four survivors and a bad guy, and survivors try to do gens and escape, and the bad guy tries to get hooks and take them out the game." Like I thought that was going to be awesome, and that's what this was going to be. Now the next thing is, oh man, who are you gonna play as for a lot of this? Because if visibility goes from this, which is already terrible, especially this map, right? Like, come on now. I don't care how many times you go, we've adjusted it, bro. That red on red with slivers of green because hey, we're going around the color wheel a little bit. Yeah, that doesn't really help. So personally, I feel like this filter is just going to be an improvement from Shattered Square. But who do you play as? Because if you're playing as Huntress, and funny enough, I saw somebody talking about if this was the worst possible bad guy to choose for, screw it. This was the worst possible killer to choose to display this because you need line of sight to play the character. Yeah, I don't see how you can play as certain people. Like it's just chalked. We already saw with the what's that Halloween event? Right? Halloween was the one where we had portals to a different dimension. Yes, no, I can't remember. Was that winter? No, that was Halloween. Either way, we already saw with that event with people just standing still in between portals. You could already rock people there. There's FOV text, which, mind you, by the time this comes out, we'll have the FOV slider, so it won't be as bad, right? You won't get FOV text nearly as often. But, people already hate this. A lot of one color against one color. Thankfully, we get one color against a different color. Like, this is very odd to say. But who knew that just, playing with the contrast of this game would just be so much better? I remember they said that they don't care about filters. Was that right? Or was that the other thing? Or was that the community surprise? I don't remember. I think no, reshading isn't liked, but there's a different filter that people use that they said they're okay with. Besides the point. But as you can see, it's much easier to see this against this versus this against this against this. Like this is just one big negative space, even though you have some filler like lines here and there, right? Like I'll be pretty happy for some of these color changes on these maps because goodness. And then like I can't wait to see something like Red Forest, Temple, whatnot, because that's again, I think it'll be very fun on something like that. Now, well, actually, I'll talk about that next. I think it'll be very fun on a map like that, but also just things that have actual color to the map versus a whole bunch of nothing, because this is an example of where it'll be an issue. Who are you going to see here, right? Like that's insane. And then, whew, Larry, y'all are bold for showing that one because it doesn't suck visibility wise. It sucks because people get lost on it because it's an indoor map, and yeah, I think that's the it. Like I think people just get lost on it because it's indoors. But if you already have this and people getting lost, going to this and people getting lost, whoo, man, if like bubbles for like hooks and everything, if this is permanent blindness effect on top of that, it's so chalked. And if there's permanent blindness, I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be dangerous. I'm gonna say it. You have to make it for both killer and survivor. Because if you do it for just survivor, that's cruel. But if you do it for killer too, but like I don't know how you'll do it. If you're going to take it that route where auras are just chalked, I don't know. But if you don't do it where auras aren't chalked, and then everybody just brings deja vu, well, the fun of this is going to be gone pretty quickly, right? Like, I. Why am I not able to drag it anymore? What the heck? Ooh, that was a good frame. Like right there, bam, 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 terrifying. I also suggest you play somebody without a lullaby. Like I think that'll make it kind of cool. Oh, you know what I didn't see? Speaking of things, oh, I wonder. I wonder if there's going to be a red stain. Now, they usually don't have them in these trailers, but if they can take away the red stain from Lights Out, oh, oh, that'll be cool. And just like, let's see how much this illuminates. Dang, like that's a lot of light from a flashlight for right for that. Usually, you don't ever notice how wide the flashlight beam is, or like after you get the successful stun. But you see how much just got illuminated? Oh my gosh, that'll be insane. So I don't know. I think there's hope for this, but you do have to do it right. But that's everything. I also hope it doesn't last forever because I I also want to see what they mean by modifier. Like, if you could vote on it, that'd be cool. If it's a map offering thing, no. Please stop bringing. Please just remove offerings to that degree. Just out. Just take it out. Because when they say modifier, I didn't think this, but just remembering what other keywords there are. Um, they have the mist, like to make it more or less. So I wonder if it's going to take a route like that where you can stack darkness through the map? Huh, I wonder if these. Would you all say that these have been varying degrees of dark? Let's see. Oh, that seems. Nah, I don't think they'll have that much depth to it. But, maybe something like that. I really hope it isn't where you just have to play Darkness map for like a month. Because I'm sorry, I don't really like events in this game. Everybody gets salty very quick. Oh, the killers are sweaty already, bro. It's been 5 minutes. I don't probably person probably doesn't even know that the event started. Oh, the survivors are already doing their gen rush and not interacting with the event because the killers are so sweaty because the survivors are so sweaty. I don't I don't care, right? Everybody just has a bad time because everybody gets in their feelings and it lasts forever. From a content creator standpoint, it makes making videos about specific builds kind of bad because it's just like, I promise it works. It's just like, did it work, or was it because you were able to break a snowman or something like that? Like things that affect gameplay, or like the one where you could break insta break pallets and expose people from a distance. So then, just to make content, you're not using it on purpose, so you can get enough out of the video and things like that. But yeah, that's an aside. I don't know. I I personally think that this will be okay. I might even enjoy it more than the base game, but I really hope it doesn't last forever. Like, if they do something like with it being like on weekends, give people a reason to come back to the game, right? Like the Blood Rush or Blood Hunts, whatever they're called. Um, I don't care. I don't. Nobody cares about BP that intensely to come back to the game, and these events last too long for me to care about coming back to the game every day. You know what I mean? Like you go, oh, limited time event cosmetics for a month, and it's just like, okay, well, how do I get them? Complete the blood web. That means you have to do specific challenges, and mind you, sometimes the challenges are too tedious and too easy, but then also times they're just abysmal to try to accomplish. So, I just don't want this to last too long, or if it does, like become like a permanent feature. I think Hunt Showdown has gotten it kind of right, where you can opt into it. I know everybody wants to opt into it, but besides that, you notice it become more prevalent on like the weekends. So now I'm looking forward to the weekend when I can opt into bam, lights out. I wanted to do something like that versus just a whole bunch of nada, and we'll see about that. So yeah, tell me what you think about lights out. Hopefully it won't be too painful for everybody. Hopefully it'll be enough of what people expect. I don't think anybody's going to. I don't know why we expected more than just Dredge's Nightfall, but hey. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment from me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.